Now at 6 o'clock, outrage continues this morning. Protesters upset with what's in this video. An officer putting his knee on a man's neck. The man later died. Thousands took to the streets in protest, upset with what they've seen in the video, at times turning violent, with police throwing chemical irritants into the crowds of people.
Also this morning, we're live at the scene where this happened with what we know about George Floyd, the victim seen on the ground in the video.
He thought it was Floyd, and I texted him back, hey, it can be Floyd.
How he's being remembered by those who knew him.
Plus, a use of force expert weighs in on the technique seen being used by the officer, what she says officers should have done instead.
First at 6, though, we do want to check in with our morning chief meteorologist, Ken Barlow, and talk about the weather today. Another hot day, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be very warm. Yesterday was very warm, very humid. We're starting out a humidity 100%. The temperature is 65. The dew point is 65. That's the measure of moisture in the air. When those two are the same, you can't fit any more humidity in the air. It's 100% saturated out there. 65, and there's some fog, too, and also these low clouds I'm noticing over downtown Minneapolis and everywhere else. These clouds are going to thicken a little bit. We'll see fog developing, and then slowly, as the morning goes on, the sun's been up for about a half hour already, slowly as the morning goes on, it'll get better. The humidity will drop, the temperature will get warmer, and we'll start to see partial sunshine this afternoon. And again, turning less humid, that will be the most noticeable difference late today. Also, no thunderstorms today. There are some sprinkles out there. Those will be leaving shortly. 6:02 right now. We'll take a look at a big cool down coming, Josie, but first, how's the traffic?
As you head out, you'll notice it's a little bit wet, a little bit damp out there, and a couple of crashes that I've got my eye on. This one's in St. Paul, westbound 94, grabbing that ramp to northbound 35E. On the Minneapolis side, it's a little bit harder to see because they're kind of tucked underneath the bridge, but that's South 35W at Hennepin. If you're traveling on the south end of town, 169 is wet. Let me get rid of that circle and also point out the road construction. They've got you down to one lane as you head down into Shakopee this morning, so just watch your speeds through that work zone. And I'll come back here in about 15 minutes, Chris, with more.
Josie, thank you. Developing this morning, we're continuing to track the fallout of the in-custody death of George Floyd. Video has now been seen around the world by millions, showing a Minneapolis police officer putting his knee into the back of his neck while he was in handcuffs as he told the officer multiple times he could not breathe. The 4 officers involved were fired by the police chief.
Overnight, tensions boiled over between protesters and police. New video this morning shows the scene in Oakdale, near where one of those police officers involved lived. In Minneapolis, what started as peaceful demonstrations turned violent late Tuesday night at the 3rd Police Precinct. Officers fired what appeared to be tear gas and pepper spray several times to disperse the large crowds. We do have team coverage this morning. Our Ashley Zilka is live where the incident happened at 38th in Chicago with what we know about the victim, George Floyd.
But we start with our Ben Henry, who's live near the 3rd Police Precinct in Minneapolis with the latest from those overnight protests. Ben.
Hey, Chris and Megan, you said it. Things started peacefully in a moment of solidarity at the place where that video was shot, but then things reached a point and got violent and got destructive. We're just across the street from the 3rd Precinct, actually surrounded by gallons of milk. That's likely used by the protesters to try and relieve some of the pain from that tear gas and pepper spray, and then clear signs of destruction. This Metro Transit shelter absolutely destroyed. We're also watching our step because there are rocks everywhere. We know the rocks were used to throw at police officers. Let's show you what things looked like at the peak last night. Our crews were there in the thick of it while they could. The police department eventually had to use chemicals to try and get things under control after police cars were vandalized, one window even smashed out in one. And we're also seeing multiple windows at the police precinct smashed out. We'd show you, but there's profanity spray painted along the building. 1,000+ protesters taunting and blocking roads. But then you had the SWAT teams shooting rubber bullets, pepper spray, tear gas. A reporter was hit with some kind of tear gas, some type of chemical, and a photographer was also hit by a rock. But you know, many things got to this point, but perhaps it was the witness video that really put things over the edge. A warning now, it could be hard to watch. Floyd can be seen being pinned to the ground by a Minneapolis police officer for minutes, multiple times saying he can't breathe.
Please, I can't breathe. Please, man.
We connected with the family who was protesting last night. A father brought his son after seeing this. The man the young man, excuse me, having some perspective during this chaos last night.
I didn't think he had a right to have his foot on his knee on his neck in the first place. I don't understand that. If he was cuffed, he literally has no threat. He could have just picked him up and put him in the car like a regular policeman would do.
Yeah, you just heard it. It was tough for many people to see that video. And here we are in the second day of what could be another, but let's hope not, of course. We've seen things spill over into a second day, but with the rain and, of course, with the firing of those 4 officers, quick action has been done to try and make some sense of what is going on now. We're going to keep an eye on things here, of course, outside the precinct. We're also keeping tabs to see if anybody was arrested last night. We're live in Minneapolis this morning. Ben Henry, 5 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Ben, thank you. Well, protests aren't just happening here in the Twin Cities. Hundreds took to the streets in Chicago on Tuesday afternoon. Community activists and music artist Chance the Rapper led the way outside the public safety headquarters there. Organizers say they are standing in solidarity with the people in Minneapolis following George Floyd's death. The victim, George Floyd, was 46, according to the Hennepin County Medical Examiner. The medical examiner's report has not listed a cause of death, saying further testing and investigation is needed.
But this morning, we are getting a better idea of who Floyd was, according to those who knew him. Our Ashley Zilka continues our team coverage. She is live from the scene where this encounter happened in South Minneapolis. Ashley.
Good morning, guys. Well, from his boss to his roommate, many people remembering George Floyd. We did speak with his longtime roommate, and he says he's heartbroken.
He was always carefree. He's always helpful, and like you say, he's pretty fair with everyone. He's always laughing, joking around. He was God-fearing, things like that. He would read his little scriptures every once in a while, and he has bed.
Elvin Menango woke up Tuesday morning to see the Facebook video shared by a passerby. He says he knew right away it was the voice of his friend of 4 years saying he was having trouble breathing. Like Menango, Floyd's boss was in shock. Javante Thronsham says he worked as a security guard at Congo Bistro in Minneapolis and was no stranger to going the extra mile. Floyd would drive people home and enjoyed learning about Latin culture. Thronsham said it made him sick to see his employee and friend being held down by police.
They just treat him like he was some kind of animal, Take a dog, he's gonna bite you, you pin him down and step on him, He didn't deserve that. Floyd, he wasn't a bad guy. He had other problems, which we all have problems, but he wasn't the type of guy that's aggressive, disrespectful. He was a very calm, nice guy, So I want people to remember him that way.
Floyd's death is now being investigated by the Minnesota BCA and the FBI. Coming up in the next half hour, we talked with a former FBI agent, and he tells us how this case will be handled. Reporting live in Minneapolis, Ashley Zilka, 5 Eyewitness News.
Ashley, thank you. Now, we are also learning more about the officers involved here. A source with knowledge to the investigation tells us that the officer seen with his knee on Floyd's neck is Derek Chauvin. The other officer in the video is Tu Tao. Both have now been fired. 2 other officers were also there on scene, but not shown in this video. They were also fired, but have not been identified.
Now, before learning that the officers were fired, Police Union President Lieutenant Bob Kroll sent a statement saying, quote, "Now is not the time to rush to judgment and immediately condemn our officers. An in-depth investigation is underway. Our officers are fully cooperating."
Now, according to Minneapolis police policy, the use of a neck restraint is allowed as a non-deadly force option by properly trained officers. We talked with a use of force expert who gave us her take on what unfolded.
Always when you're using force, you only want to use it until you need to stop the threat. If he's not moving anymore, he's not resisting, then you let up totally.
The video shows the officer putting a knee into the back of Floyd's neck for several minutes. We also asked about the second officer, what role that person played in the incident, and our expert says that he should have stepped in or suggested a different tactic.
We are covering multiple angles of this story this morning. George Floyd's sister is expected to be interviewed live on Good Morning America. We're working on that, and we should have a portion of that coming up for you at 6:30. And when you're not by your TV, you continue to follow the story anytime online at KSTP.com.
All right, it is now 6:10 here on your Wednesday morning. We are tracking, of course, the coronavirus cases this morning. We expect that other news conference happening at 11 o'clock. So as of now, here's what we know. 18 more Minnesotans have died from COVID-19, bringing the total to nearly 900 deaths. The number of confirmed cases since this pandemic started now approaching 22,000, and more than 15,000 people are considered to be recovering. Today, places of worship across the state can reopen under loosened social distancing restrictions. Religious leaders have made changes to their services to welcome back worshipers. Among those changes, churches can only have 25% of their normal occupancy with a maximum of 250 people. Everyone will have to wear a face covering, and singing is not allowed.
Around the nation, more states are continuing to open up and loosening coronavirus restrictions. And more scenes like this are playing out across the country. Crowded beaches and pools coming with a new warning from the White House's coronavirus task force.
Social distancing is absolutely critical. And if you can't social distance and you're outside, you must wear a mask.
Now, this is President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden spar over the issue of face masks after Biden was spotted wearing one on Memorial Day.
He was standing outside with his wife, perfect conditions, perfect weather.
He's a fool, an absolute fool to talk that way. I mean, every leading doc in the world is saying we should wear a mask when you're in a crowd.
The death toll this morning across the United States is now approaching 100,000 people.
Well, our time is 6:12. It's sprinkling right now in the Twin Cities. This is the only rain we're going to have here for days. We have one little area of sprinkles going through downtown Minneapolis, downtown St. Paul. Shortly, this will be gone within half hour or 45 minutes after that. Still cloudy and damp with some fog. And then it gets better. It's 65 now. It'll be 75 at lunch and all the way up to 80 for the second straight day. Getting less humid this afternoon, which is key. Megan, I'll talk about a bigger cool down on the way in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Mr. Barlow. The future of Steve Patterson's hair is in jeopardy. Ahead, we're going to tell you what's next for his luscious lockdown locks, as he is set to make another appearance today on Live with Kelly and Ryan. There's something, all right.
And a famed Harry Potter author has put out a new book. This has nothing to do, though, with Harry Potter. No magic in this one. Why she says, though, that now was the time to release it. That's next on 5 Eyewitness News.
When you see news happen, call 612-5TV News.
Skip the wait. Get your forecast first at 10. Growing up in the Twin Cities, I've been fascinated with our weather all my life. And now I'm here right at 10 to make sure you're prepared.
Get your forecast first, weeknights at 10, followed by 5 Eyewitness News Nightcast.
When water backs up in places it shouldn't, no one gets there faster than Hero. Call today for our zero-contact service call, and we'll clear your main drain for only $93 or it's free. Let the Heroes solve your drain problems today.
Hey, it's Casey with Minnesota Shower and Bath. Thinking about a new bath or shower? Then call Minnesota Shower and Bath today. Right now, we're giving you 65% off all labor and 0 interest, 0 payments, and 0 down payment for 2 full years. Get what you want now and pay for it in a couple years. And we'll give you this $25 local restaurant gift card with every appointment. Call now or make your appointment online today with Minnesota Shower and Bath, where it's done right and done in a day.
I've always liked video editing. When I was growing up, I made a lot of YouTube videos about hamsters, and I really love squids. I graduated from a really big high school, so coming to UWS, where it's a lot smaller, it allowed me to really find myself. More opportunities are there for me to explore and find out what I really want to do. One of my overarching dreams is to film and edit a documentary about marine biology. I would say that I am very happy here.
As the Twin Cities' largest and most experienced independent cancer practice, the team at Minnesota Oncology knows that treating cancer calls for more than compassion. We have more than 100 cancer care experts with access to world-class research and technology, evidence-based treatment paths at 12 convenient locations. We offer close-to-home treatment options and comprehensive services to support the whole person. Minnesota Oncology, a community of care dedicated to you.
Get a white patio door and 5 white double hungs completely installed for only $75.99. 0% for qualified buyers. Call or visit windowworldmn.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
When you've been injured, life is put on hold. You are confronted with many new problems. Who will pay my medical bills? Who will support my family? What are my rights? What should I do?
If you want answers, call Swore and Gatto. We've been solving these problems for 40 years.
Swore and Gatto. Tough, smart lawyers. Contact us today for a free consultation. SworeGatto.com.
Clogged toilet ruining your day? Call today for our zero-contact service call, and we'll clear your main drain for only $93 or it's free. You don't need a handyman, you need a plumbing hero. Let the heroes solve your drain problems today.
Good morning, everyone. It's 6:16 with salons and barbers still closed due to COVID-19. Many of you have taken matters into your own hands, and our pal Steve at Twin Cities Live is also apparently going to give it a shot.
His hair is so long that he is getting the attention of his friends at Live with Kelly and Ryan. He was on the program last week talking about his wild hairdo, all the product he has to put in it to keep it tame. Today, though, he's going to take things a step further.
I have an announcement to make. I will be cutting my hair on Live with Kelly and Ryan on Wednesday morning. And I know what you're thinking, but Steve, why? It seems to be in a pretty sweet spot right now. It's happening. I'm done. I'm done with this.
So, tune in today at 9 o'clock here on 5 Eyewitness News, and you will be able to witness what is sure to be entertaining.
Regis's hair looks pretty good there.
Hey, I'll tell you what, this virus has done wonders for him.
He looks great.
Steve's hair. All right. Well, that'll be good.
I'm wondering if he's like seriously going to do the buzz. What guard does he use? Or does he take to the scissors and try to do it legit?
Nah, he'll just trim up the side.
We mention this all the time. I cut my own hair, and I have for years, so this is not a big deal to me.
Right.
You take a 4,
it's maybe not a big
you go
deal
up
to
and out,
everyone
and you
either.
take a 3, and you go up and out, and then you just trim along the sides.
Look at that.
Mirror.
It's almost like paint by number with you, but it's like...
And it's so inexpensive.
It's like razor guards by number.
You pay $19.99 for that kit at Target, and you're good for life.
You're set for life.
There you go.
Well, you'll end up looking like this, but you're good for life. Guys, we've got some sprinkles moving through right now, some light showers moving through the metro. These are not heavy. We're certainly not expecting anything severe. And you know what? Once these actually move on by, and they will, and within the next half hour, that's it for rain for the next 3 or 4 days. So we're really going to dry out here. It's been very soggy, as you know. It's damp out there this morning. We have the sprinkles, but we also have the fog and the really high humidity. Look at the visibility at Olivia now. Down to 0. The visibility at Minneapolis has dropped to 7 miles. That's still not bad. 10 is perfect, but you get down to 7, 5, that's light fog. You get down to 0, you can't see the front hood in the car. So be careful if you're driving toward the outer parts of the state, the western parts of the state, and the northern parts of the state. Brainerd, the visibility is 0. If you want to go out in the lakes today, you can. It's just going to take a little while. The fog is going to break up in the next couple of hours. It's just going to take that long. This is the really warm air to the east, temperature 65. Look at these dew points, also really high, 65 in the Twin Cities. This is where the really humid air is. And out here to the west where the dew points are in the 50s and 40s, this is the much drier, much more comfortable air that will be filtering in ever so slowly as the day goes on. So we're starting this morning in the 60s. I think even with it getting better this afternoon, we're going to go from 65 down to 60. And then tomorrow will be better. It'll be more comfortable as the dew points drop into the 50s and even 40s by Wednesday. As far as those clouds, that fog is concerned, all of it will slowly give way to partial sunshine by late this morning. We'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine developing. The sun is strong this time of year, and we'll see partial sunshine, except in the southeast. You folks there and parts of western Wisconsin are going to be socked in with the clouds, and because of that, it will be substantially cooler there as well. So this morning, sprinkles in the Twin Cities, some showers to the south. These are all moving away, and tomorrow, here's tomorrow's map, it's going to be sunny and beautiful all day. Very, very nice. 80 today, but humid, especially this morning. 78 tomorrow, not as humid. And then look at Friday, all the way down to 72. We may not even get to 72 in the Twin Cities. The high is going to be somewhere in the upper 60s and low 70s. So we may not even get to 70. That's how much cooler it's going to get by the weekend. 80 today with the fog and clouds and whatever sprinkles are left over leaving. It'll become a little less humid as the sky becomes partly sunny. 62 tonight, not nearly as humid, but still mild. 78 tomorrow, not humid. Friday, cooler. 72 is normal, but compared to 80, humidity, all that, it's going to feel cool. Saturday too, but sunny and sunshine returns on Sunday as well. And then we have the chance for some thunder as the 80s come back, but not a bad weekend, guys. We're talking about low to mid 70s. Again, Chris, that's perfectly normal for this time of the year.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Well, let's talk traffic this morning, and it sounds like Josie, you've got an incident going on this morning.
So the last week and a half, I have seen kind of that uptick in crashes, Chris. And this morning, a couple of crashes have popped up, including this one on the St. Paul side. As you take that busy ramp on West 94 to North 35E, you can see it's partially blocked. You're still getting through, but there's a lot of people who take that ramp, even during this time. So you can see there's just a touch of a slowdown there. Got a couple of other things I want to show you. As you travel on the south end of town, you'll notice it's wet out there. And they've got some cones up. That's southbound 169, crossing the Ferry Bridge and heading down towards 101. And based on what I'm seeing on 511, it sounds like it could last until 6 this evening. So if you're on the south end of town, just be looking for that. On the east side, another round of closures tonight. Eastbound 94 will shut down at that 694, 494 junction. And then Thursday and Friday nights, we'll see the westbound sides shut down. By the airport, you've got a couple of new ramp closures that kicked in yesterday morning, lasting about a week and a half to 2 weeks, Chris.
Okay, Josie, well, the NHL is set to make a comeback ahead. The plan to ditch the regular season, heading right into the playoffs, plus who the Wild would face off against in round one.
Home's Memorial Day sale. Save up to 30% store-wide, plus get no interest financing until 2023. Shop in the store by appointment or online, plus free no-contact shipping during Home Furniture's Memorial Day sale.
When times are tough, we all want something we can count on. And you can count on your Subaru from St. Cloud Subaru. Subaru's core fundamentals are safety, fuel efficiency, low cost of ownership, and the highest of resale values. If you need to replace or add a vehicle, Subaru has incentives to make it easier than ever, like 0% APR financing for 63 months on the most popular Subarus, and no payments for 90 days. The best deals on a Subaru in Minnesota are at St. Cloud Subaru. Visit us right now at stcloudsubaru.com.
So many industries where the customer comes to us, instead we go into your home. It's way easier to sleep at night knowing that you're doing what's right for the community and treating everyone's home as though it's your mom's or your grandmother's.
I wanted a practice I could trust, and I wanted a doctor who specializes in eyelid surgery.
I want to be confident in my surgeon.
And confident about my results.
Now I look like I feel.
I stopped hiding from my passion, from myself.
I realized my true potential again.
How you look makes a difference in how you feel.
I found me again. Will you?
Trust your eyes to an eyelid expert. Eye Plastic Surgery of Minnesota.
11 tribes, endless possibilities. Discover Native Wisconsin.
Make the most of your time at home with a new gas, pellet, or charcoal grill during Warner Stellian's Grill Expo. Get the lowest prices of the year online, by phone, or in store. Then enjoy free assembly, contact-free delivery, and free haul away. Only at Warner Stellian.
Hi, I'm Carolyn, Director of Safety at Cub. We are working hard to keep our stores safe and clean. Our 10,000 associates are committed to this every day, but our clean teams take special pride to make sure that's one less thing you have to worry about.
I make sure every cart is sanitized and ready for you to shop.
I take pride in making the store nice and clean.
We are all working hard to make sure that checkout is safe and clean for you and your family.
Thank you for doing your part. We'll see you soon at Cup.
During the Memorial Day sale at Home Sleep Express, get $150 to $500 in factory authorized savings on Purple and Tempur-Pedic. Plus, no interest financing for 6 years, free delivery and setup. Memorial Mattress Savings at Home Sleep Express.
Polymet, working to responsibly mine essential metals for our modern world.
Well, another new streaming service launches today. In case you need another one, HBO Max from parent company AT&T. So HBO Max will have shows from Warner Brothers, including Friends and Big Bang Theory, as well as HBO classics The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, and more. It'll also have some original programming, including the series Love Life, starring Anna Kendrick. It'll cost $15 a month, but it is free for most HBO subscribers.
Amazon is increasing its automation of those to get those packages right to your home. So it's reportedly in talks to buy a driverless vehicle startup. Analysts say that completing the deal would help Amazon manage its rising shipping costs.
Well, a surprise from Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling. She has dropped her first non-Harry Potter book and done so online. The first 2 chapters of the Ichabog are available for free on the Ichabog website, with some new installments out every day. Now, Rowling says that she's releasing it now for children who are on lockdown or even those who are back at school.
And the FBI is now investigating George Floyd's death. I'm Ashley Zilka reporting live in Minneapolis with reaction from a former FBI agent and why he says this case could take years to complete.
It is the right decision for our city, the right decision for our community, is the right decision for our Minneapolis Police Department.
And public outcry by local and state leaders as the investigation into George Floyd's death continues.
Plus, NASA and SpaceX prepare to make history. What could cause trouble, though, for the first astronaut launch from the U.S. in nearly a decade.
5 Eyewitness News is presented by Window World. Simply the best for less.
Need new windows and doors? Get a free estimate over the phone. No in-person visit required. Here's how it works. Call Window World to schedule your phone consultation. Take a few pictures of your windows and then speak with our team. You'll get your window estimate within 48 hours. It couldn't be any easier. Call 651-770-5570 or visit windowworldmn.com. Window World. Simply the best for less.
What year are we in now? So you're saying to save S.H.I.E.L.D.
We have to save Hydra.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The final mission begins tonight on ABC.
When water backs up in places it shouldn't, no one gets there faster than Hero. Call today for our zero-contact service call, and we'll clear your main drain for only $93 or it's free. Let the heroes solve your drain problems today.
Hi, Josh Bloom here with Luther Brookdale Chevrolet Buick GMC. Our mission is to offer the safest and cleanest environment for both our guests and our employees. We've increased our service lounge to maximize our 6 feet worth of social distancing and added clear partitions between our employees and our guests. Sanitizer stations are located at all entrances and exits at the building. Also, if it's a great time for you to get a new vehicle, it's the best incentives of the year. 0% for 84 months is available on Chevrolets, Buicks, and GMCs. Luther Brookdale Chevrolet Buick GMC.
It's here, swimsuit season. There's still time to look great this summer. Freeze your fat away with FDA-cleared cool sculpting from Radiance Med Spa. No surgery, no diet, no downtime. RadianceWoodbury.com.
From our family to yours, we want to encourage you to keep going. Keep protecting what's most important. Keep hopeful in the face of all this. Keep believing. Keep being strong. Keep supporting the people on the front line. Keep staying together while staying apart. Keep being fearless. And most of all, keep dreaming. American Family Insurance is mailing our personal auto insurance customers a premium relief payment to help them keep going. We'll keep being here when you need us.
Hey, it's Casey with Minnesota Shower and Bath. Thinking about a new bath or shower? Then call Minnesota Shower and Bath today. Right now, we're giving you 65% off all labor and 0 interest, 0 payments, and 0 down payment for 2 full years. Get what you want now and pay for it in a couple years. And we'll give you this $25 local restaurant gift card with every appointment. Call now or make your appointment online today with Minnesota Shower and Bath, where it's done right and done in a day.
clogged toilet ruining your day? Call today for our zero contact service call and we'll clear your main drain for only $93 or it's free. You don't need a handyman, you need a plumbing hero. Let the heroes solve your drain problems today.
Now at 6:30, protests on the streets after the death of a black man being taken into custody.
Please, I can't breathe. Please, man.
The actions by Minneapolis leaders and where the investigation is headed as police and demonstrators clashed into the night.
It's not fair to us kids that we have to see our parents go through this, our family go through this. It's traumatizing.
How the community is responding to the police use of force.
Plus churches and places of worship reopening. The changes to expect as worshipers return.
City score! And the Wild appear to be headed to the playoffs. The final steps left before NHL teams get back onto the ice. Eyewitness News starts right now.
Good Wednesday morning. It is 6:30 here. It is May 27th. We're happy to have you with us. I'm Megan Newquist.
Well, I'm Chris Eggert. Josie's standing by in the traffic center, seeing some slowdowns this morning. But first, our morning chief meteorologist, Ken Barlow. What you got going on today, Kenny?
Well, we have an improving day coming up. We have some sprinkles out there right now. There's nothing heavy at all on radar. In fact, we're right at the tail end of what was a line of showers that moved through. But right now, it's just about done. If it's still sprinkling or raining where you are in the East Metro, it'll be gone in a half hour or so. After that, things are going to improve. We can already start to see some tears in the clouds here. That's downtown Minneapolis right there. But above it, we're starting to see a little bit of erosion of the cloud base. That's good. That means that the sun is going to gradually get through the clouds. It's 65 and very humid out there. The dew point is 65. That means the humidity is 100%. The air can't hold any more moisture out there. It'll get drier today. It'll get brighter. And it will get warm again with a high near 80 degrees. Noticeably less humid this evening and especially tomorrow, and even less so for the weekend. A big change is coming. We'll talk about it coming up. 6:32 right now, though. Josie, the roads are wet, but the rain's just about out of here.
They are a little bit wet this morning, and I'm seeing some crashes out there. More and more coming in. This brand new one just popped up on Highway 62 a few minutes ago, so they've got you blocked off here, letting you through on the shoulder only. State Patrol's on scene now. Highway 62 westbound at Bloomington Avenue. The crash is tucked under the bridge. There may be some debris that they need to clean up, but down to one lane. Let's go ahead and check the camera behind it coming in from 28th Avenue. It's not creating that big of a delay yet, but we'll keep watching that for you. An earlier accident, if you're traveling in St. Paul, is gone. Westbound 94 on this ramp to northbound 35E. There's still a little bit of a lineup there, but the accident cleared here within the last couple of minutes. I'll return here in about 15, Chris, with more.
Okay, Josie, thank you. It's 6:32. Developing overnight, rain did not stop protesters from around the metro from demonstrating after the in-custody death of George Floyd. Facebook video of his arrest has sparked outrage around the city, the state, and the world as he repeatedly told the officer holding him down that he can't breathe. And it is difficult to watch.
He's not even resisting arrest, bro.
His whole nose is
Follow him. Bro, why you just sitting there? He ain't doing nothing now. Put him in the car.
Well, this led to the firing of 4 Minneapolis police officers and to protests throughout the night, which at times turned violent. This was just outside the 3rd Police Precinct as demonstrators confronted police. As the night wore on, police moved in on those protesters at a liquor store to disperse them.
In Oakdale, this is what was happening in an area where an officer involved reportedly lived. And we have team coverage for you this morning. We are looking into the developing situation and what's next in the investigation.
We want to turn now to our Ashley Zilka. She's joining us live now with more on what we know about Floyd this morning. Ashley.
Good morning. Well, from community members to lawmakers across the country, many people are calling for justice for George Floyd. We did talk with a former FBI agent, and he told us about the role the agency will play.
They'll go out, they'll interview as many witnesses as they can find. They'll go out and obtain video of the incident. They'll speak with officers who are involved.
Cal Loven says, we know there's one viral video out there, but agents will look to see if they could find more. He called the incident highly disturbing. But to prove a civil rights violation, Loven says it will be more complicated and will take much longer.
What was the intent of the officers at that scene. They were there obviously on a call with respect to an attempted forgery, as I understand it. But what was their intent when this gentleman was on the ground and being subdued? That will be pivotal as to whether or not charges will be filed in this case.
Back in 2014, the matter of intent was also cited by federal prosecutors in New York when they ultimately decided not to bring civil rights charges against an officer in the death of Eric Garner. Like Floyd, Garner can be heard on video pleading with officers, "I can't breathe." Now, the former FBI agent says he understands that tensions are really high, especially with cases like this. But that being said, he said it could take years to complete. Reporting live in Minneapolis, Ashley Zilka, 5 Eyewitness News.
Ashley, thank you. A source with knowledge of the investigation confirms that the officer seen with his knee on the back of George Floyd's neck is Derek Chauvin. The other officer in the video is Tu Tao. 2 more officers were on the scene there. They were not shown in the video clip. It was on Facebook. They were also fired, but at this point have not been identified. Now, before learning of the officers' firings, Minneapolis Police Union President Bob Kroll gave a statement saying that this is not the time to rush to judgment and immediately condemn our officers. An in-depth investigation is underway. Our officers are fully cooperating. And this morning, we're hearing from the sister of George Floyd for the first time.
It's wrong, period. It's wrong. I don't understand how someone could possibly let an individual go out like that. He's yelling. He's telling the officer he can't breathe.
Bridget Floyd went on to say she just can't bring herself to even watch the video. She called the whole situation heartbreaking, and you can see more of her interview coming up right after this newscast. Good Morning America, starting at 7 o'clock.
Now, many people in the community were quick to respond to the news of the death. Community activist and Mad Dad's president, VJ Smith, says he couldn't believe what he saw in the video.
It was over and over said he's okay, just arrest him. Okay, let him up, arrest him. And I just don't get it why they didn't just do that. Put the handcuffs on him and arrest him.
St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter said that he's seen all he needs to in an interview with CNN.
I say we have a 10-minute video of a police officer who's sworn to protect and serve us, who we paid to protect and serve us, literally squeezing the last breaths out of a victim who is handcuffed, who's defenseless.
And Governor Tim Walz tweeted, quote, "The lack of humanity in this disturbing video is sickening. We will get answers and seek justice." The president has yet to comment on this, but former Vice President Joe Biden did tweet, "George Floyd deserved better, and his family deserves justice. His life mattered." Biden also said that he was thankful the officers involved have been fired. We will continue to follow the latest developments and bring them to you as we learn more. Stick with 5 Eyewitness News on air and online at KSTP.com.
6:38 to time, 65 degrees. 18 more Minnesotans have died due to coronavirus-related illness, bringing total deaths to almost 900 now. The health department will give us an update again on those numbers at 11 o'clock. There are also 652 new cases reported in the state. About 15,500 people are recovering. Minneapolis is outlining how restaurants and other businesses can start back up June 1st. Mayor Jacob Frey issued an emergency regulation to allow the use of more outdoor space and waives expansion fees. Businesses can apply for a temporary permit to allow for outdoor dining in an attached parking lot, parking spaces, and available green space. For businesses like hair and nail salons, the city is calling on them to stay at 25% capacity and to only accept clients by appointment and not walk-ins.
We are just about at 6:39. Good morning, everybody. The showers, the sprinkles that are out there now on the east side are just about out of here. These are all moving away after this goes by. We're not going to have any rain for about 4 or 5 days. So this is it as far as moisture, and it's humid. 65, humidity's 100%. We have some fog. All of this will get better as the day gets brighter, as the day goes on. We don't see it quite yet from Buck Hill. Really green and lush, though. And we don't quite yet see it from downtown. We're seeing a few breaks, but the day will get better and better. We'll get up to 80. Megan, a cool down's coming, though. We'll talk about that after the break.
Okay, sounds good, Ken. Still to come this morning, churches across the state are preparing to reopen today. The restrictions that will still be in place for worshipers.
And there's a deal to bring back the NHL for the playoffs, what that would look like and who the Wild would play in the first round. You're watching 5 Eyewitness News.
Track the weather anytime at KSTP.com.
Upgrade your home today with new maintenance-free, energy-efficient windows from the name that you can trust. Window Concepts of Minnesota.
Call now and save $300 per window, plus no interest for 36 months.
Window Concepts has been Minnesota's leader in home improvements for over 20 years. Let us enhance your home with new windows today. Call now and get a free upgrade to triple pane glass.
Call Window Concepts at 1-866-800-8274 or log on to windowconceptsmn.com.
My house is one of the very first places on the river from Calumet. It's right in my front yard. Me, my wife, and my kids, we swim, we hunt, we fish. Everything we can do is outside. Calumet's going to be working with the DNR and everything they do. I believe they're doing a great job to watch our water systems. All the advancement in technology that we have out there today, they can definitely mine and keep our environment safe. When my kids grow up, I'd love them to be able to enjoy the same way of life that they've known, and I believe that we can make all this happen through sustainable mining.
They lift our spirits when times are tough. Their love, enthusiasm, and wagging tails capture our hearts. Minnesota-made Nutrisource is the best way to show how much you love them. Sold only in your neighborhood pet stores. Nutrisource Pet Foods, a family like no other.
At Paul Bunyan Plumbing and Drains and Blue Ox Heating and Air, we want you to be comfortable while spending so much time at home. Right now, get a $49 air conditioning tune-up or this legendary deal. Buy a water softener, get a carbon filter for free. Plus, all first responders get any service call for only $25. Now through Memorial Day, we'll donate $10 for every service call we make to Pain-Free Patriots of Minnesota, treating veterans and first responders with chronic pain. Schedule your no-contact CDC-compliant service call today.
Free mosquito treatment with any new service. Call Adams Pest Control for details.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Mommy, we made your princess toast.
Oh, I have no idea what's in Princess Toast, but thanks to this USP sale, I know exactly what's in my Nature Made gummies.
Nature Made has the first gummies verified by USP, a nonprofit organization that sets purity and potency standards.
Now Simparica Trio simplifies protection. Ticks and fleas? See ya.
Heartworm disease? No way.
Simparica Trio is the first chewable that delivers all this protection. And Simparica Trio is demonstrated safe for puppies. It's simple. Go with Simparica Trio. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures. Use with caution in dogs with a history of these disorders. Protect him with all your heart. Simparica Trio.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the #1 movie in America, but you've probably never heard of it.
Hey, what's going on?
With so many theaters shuttered and so many movie companies holding their releases, the independent horror flick The Wretched has taken the box office crown 3 weeks in a row, making $600,000.
Don't let her in.
Overnight, GMA caught up with the stunned filmmakers.
It doesn't make any sense, is what... You know, I think the furthest we ever thought it might go is like, maybe someday this will be on a streaming platform. To have such a large amount of people see it in such a short period of time, you know, it's nerve-wracking at the same time. You're like, I just hope they liked it.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll take a closer look at what's driving The Wretched's box office success. Believe it or not, it's the drive-in theater. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
Welcome back. The NHL now has a plan to get going again, and both players and owners have agreed to it.
All right, so all they need now is a green light from the safety perspective, and they will be dropping the puck in July. That's the plan. Minnesota Wild would play Vancouver in a best-of-5 series. The winner would be one of 16 teams battling then for the Stanley Cup. 24 teams would play in 2 hub cities, and the Twin Cities are being considered as one of those hub cities. The regular season is now officially over. Can only assume at this point fans would probably not be in the stands for those games, but we shall see. It'll be on TV. I can guarantee you that.
Changing daily.
And if we watched that golf the other day, which a lot of people did.
Like 5.5 million people watched.
They're going to watch that. We are going to watch that. Hey, guys, we have some showers around, some sprinkles. They're just about over, though. I just wanted to show you, if you're watching from St. Paul. Minneapolis, your rain is done, but there are just sprinkles now out there. All of this is part of a larger area of showers into western Wisconsin. You folks around Hudson will be seeing another hour or so of some showers, because they'll end shortly, but then there'll be a gap and then more scattered showers. Stillwater, you'll be getting some more scattered showers. Afton, your showers are going to run about another half hour, 45 minutes. In any event, they're ending from west to east. As you can see, there's nothing going on back here in western Minnesota. Now, the visibility is really low. Fog is going on, but we can't see that with the radar. The visibility there is 0 at Olivia, half a mile at St. Cloud. In the Twin Cities metro, immediate metro, it really isn't that bad. Between 5 and 7 to 10 miles, that's pretty good visibility. That's more like a haze or very light fog. But just outside of the Twin Cities, it is very foggy. An hour, a little more than an hour west at Wilmer, 0 visibility, hour and a half. About 2 hours northwest, it's 0 visibility. Brainerd's about 0 visibility as well. So the fog is very dense in spots. Those visibilities will be improving slowly this morning, but definitely. Warm, humid air on the east side of the state. Even Grand Marais this morning is in the 60s. So is Duluth. This is the last wedge of warm air right over the east. It's also the last of the really humid air. These are the dew points. When the dew points are in the 60s, it's steamy, and that's the way it is out there right now. Very humid in the east. Drier dew points to the west in the 40s and 50s will be edging their way into the Twin Cities as the day goes on today. And by tomorrow, the dew points will be down in the comfort zone, right back down into the 50s. So this will be getting better, more comfortable as we go through the day today. Still warm, but tomorrow will be warm and comfortable at the same time. Today's clouds will slowly erode from the west toward the east. As the morning goes on, we'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine here late this morning, and then continue this afternoon. Those of you in the southeast will be pretty much socked in with a lot of clouds today, it looks like, and because of that, it will be slightly cooler there as well. Tomorrow, we'll start out with a few clouds, and then it becomes mostly sunny. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be in the 70s. There'll be low humidity, and there's going to be sunshine without a lot of wind. On Friday, a few clouds will pass through. This is the really cool air coming in for the weekend, and this is what I'm talking about. 80 today. Humid in the morning, getting a little less humid this afternoon. Tomorrow, a gorgeous summery day, really, with low humidity, upper 70s. And watch what happens here when I put Friday on. Look at these temps. We are going to be lucky to get back to 72 in the Twin Cities. We may stop at 69 or 70 for a high. It is really going to cool down, but it's going to be sunny. It's going to be cool up north, but it will be sunny there as well. So it will be a sunny weekend. It's just going to get a lot cooler. Back down closer to average, because the 80 is above the average of 72, and that's what will be during the day today as partial sun develops. 62 tonight, and then lower humidity. A beauty tomorrow. Cooler, drier, sunnier, brighter this weekend. Clean Canadian air coming in here for 3 days. And then here comes the humidity and heat again just in time for early next week. We should be back into the 80s. So lots of changes coming, guys. That time of year, Chris, we see summer and spring and then summer again, and that's exactly what's going to happen this time.
But we don't see winter.
We do not see winter.
So that's good.
Not even the long lens, 35-millimeter lens, you can't.
All right, thank you, Ken. All right, let's talk traffic this morning. Josie is standing by. Sounds like you're seeing some slowdowns this morning, Josie.
Backups out there, a couple of crashes, and over the last week and a half, more accidents have been happening during the morning rush. We put morning rush in quotes, of course. This is the backup on northbound 35W in that work zone. So let me just show you. They are taking out that right lane, multi-car crash here. At this point, you're probably adding about maybe 5-10 minutes onto your drive. Maybe give yourself that 10 minutes just to stay safe. Hey, that's not all. A crash on Highway 62. They're just letting you get by on the right shoulder. The accident is under the bridge at Bloomington Avenue, so that's Highway 62 westbound. And now we can see those slowdowns coming in from 28th Avenue, whereas maybe 10 minutes ago it wasn't causing that big of a delay. But again, if you're taking Highway 62, why not give yourself that extra 5, maybe 10 minutes? It's just going to take them a while to clear it up. I do see a tow truck on scene there that I'm pointing out right there, so hopefully it won't be too much longer. And the other big news is that 94 is closing down again tonight, eastbound at that 494, 694 Ford Junction on the east side, and then Thursday and Friday, they'll close the westbound side of 94. It's overnight, so kicks in at 8 p.m. each evening, and usually done by 6 a.m. the following morning, Megan.
Okay. Josie, thank you. Preparing to blast off. We're going to have details of today's scheduled historic rocket launch from American soil.
The Minneapolis Police Department cleaning up, examining damage, and preparing for a possible day 2 of protests. I'm Ben Henry, live outside the 3rd Precinct to give you a closer look at what yesterday's chaos was like.
Injured in an accident? Ensure you're fairly compensated. Contact Schwabel, Getz, and Sieben.
Despite the uncertain times, we all want to get outside safely. And that's why 5 Eyewitness News is here to help with an accurate forecast.
Our team has been covering the weather a long time. We'll make sure you're prepared when storms roll through.
One thing is certain, you can count on us to help you plan for any kind of weather.
Because we want you to get outside and enjoy what makes our state so special.
Oh!
5 Eyewitness News is proud to be Minnesota's weather authority.
When water backs up in places it shouldn't, no one gets there faster than Hero. Call today for our zero-contact service call, and we'll clear your main drain for only $93 or it's free. Let the Heroes solve your drain problems today.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we don't chase trends. We just focus on one thing: quality. We use only the highest quality materials. We put our products through the ringer, testing new designs and materials. And if a new feature or technology doesn't offer any benefit, then we don't add it. Our focus is on what makes a great mattress, not a great markup. That's the Original Mattress Factory difference.
Radiance Med Spa in Woodbury is open again. They're taking every necessary precaution to make visits safe for you and their staff. You know, we're all seeing ourselves up close and personal on camera and video. Whether you want Botox, fillers, or cool sculpting, the experienced clinicians at Radiance Med Spa can help you achieve a natural, refreshed look. Get a complimentary skin analysis and receive a $50 Radiance gift card to use towards your next service. Radiance Med Spa in Woodbury. There's a younger you inside.
Hey, get your paws off the Mirage.
Just announced, White Bear Mitsubishi's amazing Memorial Day sale. Get no payments until August on a new 2019 or 2020 Mitsubishi. Plus, pick your payments on a new Mirage. Buy from $99 or $129 a month, or $159 a month with 0 down and get 0% APR for 84 months.
I warned him.
Find your Mitsubishi at whitebearmitsubishi.com.
This is online learning. Today, it's more relevant than ever. This is you, a person looking for a lasting career. And this is Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, where you can earn a degree in nursing, healthcare, business, and IT, anywhere, anytime. Take an online course free and get comfortable with online learning. That makes a degree from Herzing University more relevant than ever.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Learn more today.
Clogged toilet ruining your day? Call today for our zero-contact service call, and we'll clear your main drain for only $93 or it's free. You don't need a handyman, you need a plumbing hero. Let the heroes solve your drain problems today.
I need a hero!
I'm Ben Henry, live outside the 3rd Precinct in Minneapolis, where just behind me, police officers are preparing for a possible day 2 of protests. Let's show you a little bit more of the destruction that happened last night. We're surrounded by rocks that were thrown at officers by protesters. And across the street, Metro Transit just got here a bit ago to clean up what is a destroyed shelter that people can use as they're waiting for the bus. A tough one this morning as people tried to wait for the bus in the rain. They couldn't use that because it was taped off. This is where things ended last night, but let's give you an idea of what and where things started last night. Chopper 5 video shows hundreds, easily more than 1,000 protesters walking from where George Floyd was taken into custody, and they were walking to the 3rd Precinct. And then it didn't take long for chaos to start. Our 5 Eyewitness News crews say one of the breaking points was when the 3rd Precinct's glass door was smashed in, multiple windows as well. Eventually, police had to switch from defense to offense and start using chemicals to try and get things under control. One of our reporters felt that chemical. Also, one of our photographers, unfortunately, was hit with a rock. Now, it's a tough sight to see for many, including a local family who came out to try and demonstrate peacefully.
If you guys are going to argue and you guys are going to fight, you guys need to take it somewhere else. Because us kids, we need parents now. But they're taking them away, putting their knees on their neck, where they're killing them.
It may have been just one thing that got us to these moments, but the witness video of the encounter Floyd had with police may have been the main point of concern. A warning now, it can be hard to watch. Floyd can be seen pinned to the ground by a Minneapolis police officer for minutes, multiple times. He can be heard telling officers that he cannot breathe.
What do you want? I can breathe. Please, in the name of the...
As it's getting brighter out, as people are starting to get to work and waking up for the day, essentially, few people have come by, shouted at police officers, but for the most part, it's been peaceful. We're going to keep an eye out here at the 3rd Precinct all morning long. We're live in Minneapolis. Ben Henry, 5 Eyewitness News.
Ben, thank you. 6:55 now and happening today. Houses of worship in the state will be able to restart, at least partially. Over the weekend, Governor Tim Walz announced that he was loosening COVID-19 restrictions on religious groups. They will be able to open at 25% capacity if they keep up social distancing with no more than 250 people in one place. They also need to have a COVID-19 preparedness plan.
Well, this afternoon, astronauts will attempt to launch into orbit from America for the first time in nearly a decade, as long as the weather permits.
Yeah, as of this morning, NASA is still tweeting that the launch is a go. If successful, it will be the first manned launch from the United States since 2011. It's supposed to happen around 3:30, and if the weather cooperates, you can watch the special live report this afternoon right here on 5 Eyewitness News.
And some folks are getting stuck out there. Headed towards downtown, a crash just cleared on northbound 35W, but some lingering delays. Construction, that's got you caught up too if you're traveling into Shakopee this morning. So I'll take a closer look at those hot spots when I get back here in just a few on 5 Eyewitness News.
How do you pay it forward to a group of healthcare workers who love to dress up like the superheroes they are? Well, you surprise them with
Gal Gadot,
Wonder Woman herself. This morning, see the super surprise on ABC's Good Morning America.
Minnesota Rusco is now hiring window and bathroom installers. We'll keep you as busy as you'd like to be, and now we have a nice hiring bonus to boot. Call us today or go to jobs.minnesotarusco.com.
Since 1955.
I wanted a practice I could trust. And I wanted a doctor who specializes in eyelid surgery.
I want to be confident in my surgeon.
And confident about my results.
Now I look like I feel.
I stopped hiding from my passion, from myself.
I realized my true potential again.
How you look makes a difference in how you feel.
I found me again. Will you?
Trust your eyes to an eyelid expert. Eye Plastic Surgery of Minnesota.
Save an extra 5% off appliances only at Warner's Stellian. Upgrade to the most powerful clean. With this Maytag pair, just $6.99 each. Relax with our fast free delivery and haul away by trusted specialists. Shop online at warnerstellian.com.
Take this time to take back your life from the safety of your home with Be Balanced Minnetonka. Lose 15 to 22 pounds your first month, restore gut health, balance hormones naturally, rev up your metabolism, feel amazing with Be Balanced Minnetonka.
Minnesota's original plumbing, heating, and cooling contractor. The McQuillan Brothers. That's probably not what you wanted me to say. Start over. That was like a C-. Take 5.
I'm just standing here.
Just call us. Call us today because we know. Okay, I'm not going to point.
I know my cues.
Okay. All right. We're going to be here all day.
McQuillan Brothers, Minnesota's original plumbing, heating, and cooling contractors. Call or click today. McQuillanBros.com.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it.
And it's our job to protect it. Because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Minnesota Rusco is now hiring window and bathroom installers. We'll keep you as busy as you'd like to be, and now we have a nice hiring bonus to boot. Call us today or go to jobs.minnesotarusco.com.
Since 1955.
Track local news anytime at KSTP.com.
Welcome back to 5 Eyewitness News at 6:59. A couple of backups out there this morning. Let's take a look at your drive into Shakopee where it's wet and you're down to one lane on South 169. You'll see those barrels pretty much from 101 towards Marshall Road, and you will need to give yourself about 10 to 15 minutes to move through there. A little bit better news as you travel into South Minneapolis towards downtown. A crash is now gone on northbound 35W near 26th Street. Just a little bit of tightening, but overall in better shape. Plus an earlier crash that was blocking both lanes on Highway 62 near the bridge here at Bloomington Avenue has cleaned up and cleared out of the way too, Ken.
Very good. All right, Josie, thank you. The showers have just about cleared out too. Still foggy and cloudy, but eventually it'll become partly sunny late this morning and afternoon. A little less humid, near 80. A lot less humid, but still warm with sun on Thursday. Partial sun and pretty chilly on the weekend, guys.
All right, thank you guys, and thank you so much for watching 5 Eyewitness News.